Wow. Wow. Jesus. What the fuck? They don't even count towards viewership. That's the real bummer. It's just like a wild assault. Came out of nowhere. There is something satisfying about just going in and being like, pew, 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 pew. No more robots. This is what I get. This is what I get for trying to exist. What was I doing? I mean, maybe it's time to do the Castellan. Maybe that's the play here. I think it's time for the Castellan. Castellan. I think it's a French word. Because I did decide that I'm not going to do half the castle shit is French. Well, half the castles are in France. That makes sense. Aha. This is how I organized everything, by the way. I chopped it up and like put it on new pages. So it's like organized by like its location. Love it. Chop everything up. If you learn one thing in this stream, it's to take everything you love, cut it in half, and put it back together. I now have two big juicy binders, one for basic and one for expert, that Carrie put together for me because she's the nicest person ever. And also is very good at organizing things, and I'm not. But like, everything's like tabbed. It's very good. Take what you love, cut it in half, put it back together. The key to the greatest sandwich of all time. I could go for a good sandwich right now. I could really get down on a good sandwich. All right. So, let's do a little reading, shall we? Let's talk about who the Castellan is in this module. Keep on the Borderlands. I'm gonna put it into desktop drawing. And we got the thing here. We're gonna take some notes. I'm gonna take a few notes. So the Castellan, I'm just going to use him interchangeably, is a 6th level fighter. +1 to hit due to his high level. So this is a basic D&D does all of its attacks and everything through charts. So basically, I mean, you can convert it pretty easily to like, just like, oh yeah, +1 to hit, but like, there's like, just like a whole chart for everything. I like charts. Take what you love. I read that already. Oh my god. So the Castellan is a 6th level fighter, meaning he has a +1 to attack, etc. Dexterity, 16. Worth noting. Plate armor, ring of protection, the old ROP. This is mostly, we're just getting a little bit of like a cursory glance. +2 sword, dagger +1, elf cloak, and boots. And the description, because obviously it's a dude in this, because everybody's a dude in this, is he is a very clever fellow, but at times he can be too hasty in his decisions. His bravery and honesty are absolute. If a guard asks him a question, he will do his best to answer, providing that it does not compromise the safety and the security of the keep. Made from elves, fresher than your neighbor's kids. Yeah, you know, you gotta get that good elf skin stuff. What if that was all elvish equipment was made of elf skin and the elves were like selling it? Because they just like, maybe they regenerate their skin a lot, so they just harvest their own skin and make boots out of it. I'm not saying that's what's happening here. That's just a fun little thought experiment. Along the lines of, I saw a Twitter post the other day that was pretty good that was like, the only reason that an elf is like better at anything is because they like live long, but like a 25-year-old elf is like just as doofy as like a 25-year-old kid, which I thought was pretty funny. It's just like the only elves, and you can't tell the difference, so it's just like, it's left up to your discretion. It's like you might be getting like a nice 500-year-old elf that has lots of cool skills, or you might be getting like a 17-year-old elf that doesn't know how to do anything. Yeah, there's like this whole like in the text here, this whole subplot with like one of the advisors in the keep is an elf, and it's like I think the only elf here, but it's like it's got like you get a real sense that like the Castellan is like in the pocket of Big Elf, or like, you know, at least being like swayed a little bit by nearby elves, which I like. I think that's like a good little piece of stuff. So what are we changing? We've had some fun here, but what are we changing? I like 6th level fighter. I like sort of sword and dagger I guess they have a +1 shield too. I kind of like the idea that they're not like a heavy. Maybe we lean into like the elf stuff. My plan from the beginning was to make the Castellan like a half orc, and the idea being that like we're right on the edge here of society, of like human society. She's like perfectly comfortable like living in like the wild by to the orcs and everything like that. And like this is maybe like sort of like a new appointment for her as the head of something. But I'm still thinking about it. What we know. Could be elven style plate, more naturalistic elements. Could be magically treated wood. That could be cool. I was thinking like that, or do like a mithril thing, or is that getting too druid? Yeah, I'm not sure. I do want to maintain sort of like a fighter look, but I'm thinking almost more of like a duelist look. Because you got this I like this sword and dagger combo. I think she should fight with like a sword and dagger combo. I mean, she's got like this like the ring of protection and everything too. It's just like all of this stuff points to like you actually don't need plate armor. It's like it's going overkill with it. So I'm backing off on that. So yeah, she's a duelist. I kind of want to lean into like this sort of unexpected nature of it, because it's like in the way that this adventure is written originally, you don't like meet the Castellan. Oh my god. You don't meet her until like you do something worthwhile. Like the idea is that you start out in the Outer Bailey doing like doing your trips out to the Caves of Chaos and like any number of things, but like once you bring back, I think it's like you bring back either like a certain amount of treasure, or you do something like worthwhile like in the wilderness, like you clear out like one of the monster dens or something like that, then like you get like invited to meet the Castellan. That's a fairly standard like plot point of just like, oh, you've gained the attention of the person in charge. You've caught the eye of the big guy upstairs. Exact. It's leveling up without putting a number on it, which is something that I've been thinking a lot about. It's just like it advances the style of play a little bit more, and it really feels like progress. Yeah, in a game that's like supposed to be pretty episodic. Oh yeah, you've like drawn your reputation is up. It gives it a little bit more weight, and also then like you have this like clear delineation in the quest, in the sort of quest structure. Go down in that well, I think there's a banshee down there or something, and then like, you know, hey, there's like rumors of like something real big and bad that's like happening. I need you to check it out. Like you're an agent of, you know, this like organization kind of thing, which can be really helpful, I think, to give games like that kind of structure. I feel like video games end up compressing that experience into such a short timeline that it loses some weight. Yeah, because like if you spend, so like let's think about it this way, like in terms of like real time, like if you're playing one game a week for like 2 hours, and then you consider you do that like, you know, 4 times in a month, but like feeling like, okay, we've played this for a month. By then you like really know like what you're working with character wise. You're probably like, depending on the treasure haul, because like sometimes you go down and there's just nothing, but you might be able to, between like 2nd and 3rd level, but you've got like a little bit of like understanding of what you're doing. That's when I think like, hey, you've attracted the attention of like, you know, a sort of higher level, you know, person, and you go off and do something for them. Dirty babe. You see this armor, baby, I'm your knave. Oh yes, I'll let you transform me into a stave. Wait, what? And help you dungeoneer up in those plays. Okay, this is confusing, but I'll take it to the chorus. All of this, though, you know, serves very well to give us the outline of a cool fighter. Sorry, nope, not that. Okay. Oh, come on, computer, what's going on here? Oh, I should probably shut this down. Get rid of that. Quit that. Oh my god, Steam is running? That's no good. Gosh, oh no. No, don't show them how I live. Yeah, tell me about it. I had no idea. I like went ahead and like, I went into Spotify's I did like a whole thing. I found like a tutorial on how to like speed Spotify up, and it worked really, really well, to the point where like my whole computer is moving like a little bit faster. The cache on that thing must have just been so fucking wildly overloaded. Force quit, InDesign. You're not needed right now. Yeah, Spotify cache. It is Monka S. I'm Monka est of it. Slightly using emotes wrong is my favorite part of being kind of old on the internet. Fix that posture. I think it's time for some more coffee, and also I have to pick that up. That was weird. I tried to run an ad and it was like, you can't. And I was like, okay. Sorry everybody, no ads for you. I don't know why I did that. I mean, obviously nobody's mad about it, but you know, I try to mitigate the damn pre-roll ads that come through. Just doing the best I can. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll think about it. Maybe we'll think about it while it's there. Double eye patch. 2 eye patches. What can she see? Yeah, she can see this party of third level adventurers as a bunch of nerds. Yeah. Yes, it's a very conscious decision to make her way cooler than everybody else. So what happens when you don't pin down where the arms are? You end up a little lost. Ghost of Tsushima looks really nice. That sounds familiar. What is that? It's a game, right? The samurai game coming out in July. That's right. Is there like a new trailer? My office is doing a movie background theme for today's Zoom lunch. What's the best background from Lord of the Rings? You gotta have that Figwit. They gotta be like... Hydro is great. Who is that? It's all about this furry collar. It makes more sense now. Giving her a little bit of like shoulder armor is good. We want like high mobility armor, right? Currently judging the horse animations in Ghost of Tsushima. You know, a lot of places don't get the horses right. And it's like, you feel like at this point, don't they know? They know how to do this kind of stuff? And the answer is no. We still haven't, this is like, if we think about like art as it stands throughout time, right? We're like at a point when like we were literally still like trying to figure out like how to paint things right. Video games are actually the closest thing to that kind of art movement. The horse shifts its back foot, the whole rump should move, but this one doesn't. Red Dead 2 spoiled us. They got the horses right in that for sure. I think it's because horses are 75% yeehaw. That's good. That's some good shit. The Kubrick ball. Inside the Kubrick ball there's like a whole like weird Eyes Wide Shut scenario going on. Man, that movie sucked. Karen and I watched that movie at one point. Jeez. Jeez-a-loo. What a piece of shit. Sorry if you like Kubrick, but I think he's kind of a hack. Not all the time, but like things like Eyes Wide Shut is like people like try to tell you that it's a good movie, right? Like, am I wrong about that? I feel like people have tried to tell me that Eyes Wide Shut is a good movie, and it's just like I cannot believe anything they say if that's the case. I know I'm really going hard here. So like as soon now somebody's gonna be like, actually, it's my favorite film. It means a lot to me. My grandma and I watched it every day before she died. Ah well. Full Metal Jacket and Shining. I actually haven't seen either of those, so I mean fair enough. I've seen I've seen Shining. The Shining. Yes, I've seen The Shining. The Shining is a hotly contested one in our household. Carrie really doesn't like it because she's a really big fan of the book, and the way that it deals with some of the stuff in the book isn't the best, I'd say. Shining's tricky. I am not a huge fan of the technique of like, let's emotionally abuse Shelley Duvall. That feels to me very dismissive of like someone who is like a good actress already. Like when you take the tactic of like, I'm gonna manipulate everybody in my film, I'm gonna tell Jack Nicholson to like ignore Shelley Duvall so that like she becomes this strangely jilted woman. Like just like I'm not interested in your like in that. I don't think art is that important. Like that important. Like I don't think that what was chipped away from Shelley Duvall in the process of making that movie was like worth what we got, you know? I'm not a fan of that technique either, especially when Shelley Duvall's not even in that film. It's like, leave her alone. Kubrick just keeps showing up to her house and like yelling at her from her yard. Please, leave me alone. This is coming together. She's got kind of like a Garona from Warcraft vibe. One of my favorite characters. Layered pauldrons. I'm not gonna lie, my orc in Classic right now is rocking some layered pauldrons, and I really do enjoy that look. It's like, because there's like a lot of Warcraft armor especially is like so ridiculous, and when you can find some armor in WoW that like is just towing the line between like super ridiculous and like a little bit more realistic, that's my favorite. Because like I like the over the top Warcraft aesthetic. I think it's one of the reasons that franchise is so successful. But I also think that a little bit of a lighter touch sometimes is better within that structure. I don't find Blizzard and especially Warcraft face design attractive, and I could never focus on any other detail. But I think that's just me. No, I mean, I understand that. I find myself focusing more on like their silhouettes. I think they do a good job of keeping things cartoony enough that like I'm happy to go back to WoW, even though it's like the graphics are like so old. Because like I'll take like a little bit less of an attractive face over the like aggressively bland faces of like a Skyrim. Like that was the thing. That's what always gets me. Like I'll take stylized over pretty much anything any day. Like that's where I end up falling on the scale of things. Because like I agree, they're not my favorite, but like I guess I'll just take it over the alternative. By which I mean like lots of big budget games seem to like just not be drawn for me. I end up always gravitating to the games that are like, what's the studio that made Bastion? That studio has some of the best designs, and they change it every time. They're like Disney. They're like an independent. They're also really well run, like that studio. Supergiant, thank you. At least Dark Souls went full ham on armor design. It's true. Dark Souls did go full ham on armor design and decidedly left the faces to the wolves. Supergiant Games is a really excellent company. I was reading like a whole like thing about them. Holy shit. They are so good to their employees. Everybody gets just like, there's like mandatory like vacation time, all this stuff. Like everybody that works there loves it, and it's like really small. Who knows faces when you can pray to the sun? Yeah, right. Praise that sun. Seems neat. Still have to play Hades. Yeah, I haven't played Hades yet. I've played Bastion, and I'm working on Transistor. I haven't played that in a while, actually, but I really enjoyed what I'd seen of it so far. Couldn't get into Pyre. It's too much of a sports game. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't played Pyre either. I mean, this is the thing, is like I frequently find myself not having enough time to play. But they like have... They crank these things out, and it's just like, oh, damn, it looks so cool. A lot of this is just getting her swagger right. She's got to have, like, just the right level of, like, fuck you, I'm in charge. Let's give her some weird hair. I'm not sure if this will be the actual weird hair, but, like, I want to really go for it. She's like a high-level adventurer that basically is, like, in charge of a castle now, so, like, you know, gotta be a little eccentric. Flat hair in order to dodge attack better? Yes, of course. Since, like I was saying before, character design is all about silhouettes. And what gives you a wilder silhouette than some fucking jodhpurs? I'm not actually sold on this hair anymore. It's alright, we gave it a try. I actually think she'd probably rock a shorter hairstyle. As like a duelist style fighter. Maybe she's just like, just rocking the straight bald, doing like a Grace Jones thing. TF2 has the bit. You know, Team Fortress 2 does have really good characters. Damn, what a good game. I'll still every once in a while go and play that. We are just about done here for today, though, folks. Thank you all so much for hanging out on stream with me and participating in this drawing that we were doing. I hope everybody had a good time. I know I did. Look for this as an update on my Patreon, which for the time being is free for everybody. That probably won't be like that forever, but think of it right now as sort of a pandemic special. Go download everything, enjoy yourselves. Thank you, Herrick. I'm glad you enjoyed. If you aren't following me right now, hit that follow button. Go over to Patreon, give me a follow there. Go over to Twitter and Instagram. Better_legends on all of those platforms.